The world's largest internet company just partnered with the largest US Bitcoin and crypto company. Probably nothing, says Bitcoin Magazine. We all know that it's probably something. And if you're a macro-minded investor, you definitely know. These headlines in the short term don't always impact price right away. Oftentimes they don't. We know that. I want to discuss that in this video. I want to talk about what this means for Bitcoin, for crypto in the middle of this bear market. So we're definitely going to integrate charts into this video so we can start thinking again along the macro mindset. But here's the news. Powered by Coinbase Commerce, which enables merchants globally to accept cryptocurrency payments in a decentralized way, the new payments experience will benefit Google Cloud's customers and partners by increasing the optionality of payments for Google Cloud services. CEO of Google Cloud said the company's focus is to make it frictionless for all customers. Frictionless for all customers. It was just days ago that I was doing a video about another headline, FTX Exchange partnering with Visa to make things frictionless. We're in the middle of a bear market, so that news really didn't do anything. And it's not the first time we saw news like that. But these headlines and the importance they have in the macro growth of crypto cannot be highlighted enough. If you're short-term thinker and you're looking for short-term pumps off of news like this, those days are over. But if you're a macro-minded investor, these are the things that really do excite me. These are the building blocks. In addition, Google will use Coinbase Prime, the exchange's institutional cryptocurrency investing and custody platform. The collaboration will also bring Coinbase's global data platform to Google Cloud, enabling cryptocurrency developers to access Google's BitQuery public data sets, which will be powered by Coinbase Cloud nodes. Real quick, another recent headline, breaking. This was from earlier today as well. America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, now offers Bitcoin custody. And here's that news. BNY Mellon now offers Bitcoin custody services. America's oldest bank said it would begin receiving clients' cryptocurrencies on Tuesday, becoming the first large U.S. bank to safeguard digital assets alongside traditional investments on the same platform, per the Wall Street Journal report. I know there's some of you out there that are like, oh, come on. This is ridiculous. We don't need to be partnering with the big banks. We don't need the big banks. This isn't decentralized. Listen, I get 100% your narrative there. I get your thought there. But if you're anticipating, and if we're sitting here as long-term investors, and that's really what I am. I'm a long-term investor. And I'm speculating on the growth of crypto. And I'm speculating and anticipating trillions of dollars to come into this space. These things need to happen, and they're going to happen. It just is what it is. It's just reality. And I think, kind of pivoting away from that narrative of, we can't have things like this happening. Well, there's probably not going to be much growth if they're not happening. It's just really the bottom line. And if we're being honest with ourselves, that's the bottom line. The move comes on the heels of other major financial institutions having jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon. So this isn't like the first time we're talking about things like this happening. BlackRock, the world's largest asset management company with over $10 trillion in assets under management, announced in August that it would start offering Bitcoin trading and custody in partnership with Coinbase. So that's also recent news. Now, here's the thing. All of this, and this is the big deal, everybody. This is what gets me excited. It's why I like to hop on here, press record, and just talk about this. Because as an investor, that's all I am. I'm just like you out here. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm speculating. I'm hoping we get into that bull market once again. We exit this bear market eventually. But this is what gets me excited. I enjoy creating content about things like this. And this is it. Global market cap of crypto, $952 billion. Under $1 trillion, everybody, with headlines like this happening. The world's largest asset management company with over $10 trillion. And we're talking about the entirety of crypto market cap. This isn't Bitcoin. This is the global market cap of crypto under $1 trillion. Do you realize how early this still is? Many people are kind of like, man, is it too late? Especially new people getting in. Is it too late? Why wasn't I here years ago? Sure. I wasn't here in the early days of Bitcoin when it was like $1, $2. But that doesn't mean I was late. And even right now, I think the crypto market cap under $1 trillion, that's crazy to me. It's undervalued. It really is. And as a value investor, there's opportunity all over the place. Just look at this. Here's just a quick perspective. Apple, $2.2 trillion market cap. Apple, one singular company. Google, which we're talking about in this very video, 1.2 trillion, larger than the entirety of all of crypto. So we're talking about all of the coins, not just Bitcoin. There is so much upside and there is so much growth getting ready to happen. But I digress, because here we are. This is Bitcoin on the charts, just falling. It's just falling. And if we even look from its all-time high Bitcoin right now, I mean, ultimately seeing around a 74% dip, and right now sitting at around 72 or so. Now, that 70+% dip is actually extremely relevant on this chart. But as we sit here on this daily chart for Bitcoin becoming more and more undervalued, Bitcoin becoming more and more oversold. We've been here through these cycles before. I speak so much on buying fear, accumulating fear, trying to spot those oversold environments, and more so trying to be patient enough for those oversold environments. Because right now it feels like we've kind of been in this bear market for a very, very long time, but it hasn't been that long, right? And so we anticipate downside scenarios like a fall below the 786 line. And things like that can happen with headlines even like this. Bitcoin, Google, these bullish headlines. But these are the building blocks. These are the stepping stones to Bitcoin entering the next bull market and finally hitting value that I think many of us are anticipating. I want to do something. It's crazy to look at this daily chart zoomed out. I want to take the bars pattern as we trade sideways, kind of in this consolidation pattern that Bitcoin is in this bear market. It continues to more and more remind me of all the way back here in the last bear market before we went into that capitulation. And it's just this sideways consolidation that we're seeing. And look at this. I take that move and I put it right over the Bitcoin charts, and it's so similar so far, right? And obviously it's not going to play out exactly the same. Who knows what's going to happen? We sit here, we speculate, but interesting that in this Bitcoin bear market, it's making a very similar move to previous bear markets from a technical analysis perspective. I'm saying put away the headlines. I'm saying put away market cap valuations, put away what we think is going to happen with Bitcoin next in the bear market and even in the next bull market, talking about Bitcoin above $100,000. Put it all away. Just look at the charts, look at the data alone, and look at how Bitcoin is so consistent on these charts. And so here we are, Bitcoin's consolidating in a bear market like it has before. And we continue to ask the question on this channel. And this is a question I've been talking about for years. And this goes back to all the way to when I really started talking about it. It was actually in the bottom of the last bear market. And it's these 786 lines. And so we finally made it to a 786 Fibonacci line. And as we get headlines like this on the short term, I want to say this 786 support line, and by the way, what that is, I have to chart it. I know many of you see it all the time. You're probably sick of it, but somebody new on here hasn't. It's the last bear market low to bull market high, and we have a 786 retracement line. This area is one of the most important data points for me as a crypto investor, not Bitcoin, as a crypto investor, because this is a huge piece of the roadmap for me. And I've been anticipating the potential fall for a very long time for Bitcoin under the 786 line. And look, if we take the bars pattern from 2018, it's just crazy to see how that plays out. And the macroeconomic environment of things we've been talking about a lot on this channel, it's so in play for this, right? We look at S&P 500 right now testing the 200-week moving average. And it's just, look at that. Look at that red line being tested. This chart could very well capitulate and fall below that area. And in that environment, it doesn't matter how bullish the headlines are for Bitcoin in the short term. It really doesn't, because Bitcoin will follow the move to the downside. So the purpose of this video is to talk about, wow, these headlines really are setting it up. They're setting up that long-term story of the frictionless combination of crypto and everybody's daily lives. It's setting up, and that's important for the growth of Bitcoin and crypto. It's extremely important, but I can't stress this enough. The short-term news doesn't immediately translate on the charts. And so we always revisit the charts from a macro perspective with the macro mindset. And we say, okay, maybe this doesn't play out like this, but it is just the most wise thing, and I say this a lot, to anticipate more downside in a bear market. It's just the most wise thing, especially when we have data points on the charts. So again, I sit here. This isn't financial advice. I really do this. I like creating content. This is for entertainment purposes for you, trying to track the data. I am trying to offer value so to try and help you make better decisions as well. But we're on this journey together. And really we are. And none of us know what's going to happen next. But zooming out on the charts, I think it's clear we're approaching an environment we've been in before. And right now the setup is looking extremely bullish because of news like this. And I want to just do a quick video on it today and talk about it. I wasn't planning on this, but there's the video. So I appreciate you cruising by. Hit the subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.